Guys, welcome back to my channel once again. My name is Joe and my channel is Build with JoFiska. So if today is your first time, please subscribe to my channel, give it a like, comment and share to reach a larger audience. Guys, I'm so happy because from my last video that I posted, which was the reason why I decided to build a house in Ghana, I've had a couple of people reaching out to me who would want to know how to start or the process to go through. I took it upon myself to explain to them. However, I thought I should make a video over it or do a video on it so that I can put on my channel for others to see, for others to know, especially for the guys that are in the Western world, in the diaspora, who are stuck and don't know what to do. Even though they have the idea, they have the mindset to do it, but they don't know how to go about it. In this video, we're going to dive into it stage by stage so that you will know what to do if you're in the same situation as the others. Right. First of all, what you need to know or what you need to get in place is for the land acquisition and documentation. In other words, acquiring the land and its documentation. Right. So you need to identify and purchase a land from a private seller, a chief, or a government agency, right? But you need to know where you want the land. Is it in a rural area? Is it in an urban area? You know, all depends on the budget and all depends on your pocket, right? So that is the first one. That is the first thing you need to know. After that, you need to verify ownership of the land at the Lands Commission to avoid any disputes. You don't want to purchase a land and then when you start building or when you start doing your project, someone will be from nowhere tells you the land belongs to them and it has to be put on hold, or you have to halt working. You know, you don't want that to happen. Yeah, so that is one very key thing that you need to look at. Once you're happy with that, you need to register the land and obtain the necessary permits, right? I.e. the title deeds, the site plan, and then a building permit. You know, because I quite remember when I started doing my project. In the course of building, I had some guys coming on the land or coming on the property saying we need to stop building because the land belongs to them, which we found out is actually not for them. However, they are part of the family that sold the land to me. So we had to, sort them out. Guys, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. So that is that part. Once you're happy with the purchasing of the land, you've got your permits, you've got your registration and everything in place. So once you're happy with purchasing of the land and the paperwork and permits, everything in place, the next point or the next thing that you need to look at is architectural and structural design. So you need to hire an architect, right, to design the house according to local codes. Yeah. You also need to get an engineer for safety and durability considerations, right? But normally the architects and the engineers work hand in hand. They work together. So you might want to look into that. Architects, normally they have engineers that will look into the safety aspect of it. That is one thing you need to know. After that, once they are happy with, once they have been able to get that for you, you need to submit the plans or the building plan to the local municipal authority or the council for approval. Yeah, because you wouldn't want them to stop you from building without their notice, right? That is the second point. After that, once the council or once your local authorities have accepted the plan that you want to put up, you would want to start preparing the site for the foundation. Okay, so by so doing, you clear the land, make sure it's leveled, clear the bushes, trees, and get rid of any debris on the land, right? Ready to go. So once that is done, that is when you start digging trenches for the foundation. So that is where the actual work begins. That is where the actual building begins. So guys, I'm sure you are with me at this point. Okay. So guys, once you're happy with the foundation or the substructure, once you're happy with it, you know already you've done that. The fourth stage, or the fourth point that we're looking at right now, is framing and walls construction. That is for the superstructure. That is for the actual building. So this is where you lay the blocks for the wall. You lay blocks for the wall according to the plan that you got from the architecture. You also need to think about wall, doors and windows, during block work. You need to know the type of windows that you want, what type of window that you want to go for. You also need to install columns and beams where necessary for structural support. So you don't want to build a house and then within 6 months or so it starts collapsing or breaking down. Looking at the money that you put into it, looking at the funds that has gone into the building. So once the superstructure is up and you know that is the level you want per the architectural drawings, now is the time to consider roofing. When it comes to roofing, you can either go for wooden trusses or steel trusses. It depends. All depends on your budget, or depends on how deep your pocket is. And then after that, you can then think of installing the roofing itself, the roofing sheet itself, either aluminium roofing, tiles roofing, shingles. It depends on what you want. You also want to think of applying waterproof materials where necessary. When you're roofing, in fact, it's not just about the roofing. At the foundation stage, you also want to think about damp proofing. So you need to put in measures for making sure that your house is not gonna be in a state of getting dumps all over it. So you need to think of damp proofing. There are chemicals that has to go in it. There are other measures that you need to take in place to prevent your house or your property from getting dumped. At this point, you also want to be thinking about plumbing and electrical works. In fact, plumbing works starts from the foundation stage. Before, people used to build houses with the plumbing works all over the place, hanging on the walls and stuff like that. But things have changed. People don't do that anymore. All the plumbing works is done at the foundation stage, and then at the point of roofing as well. As again, electrical works. You need to know the type of wiring that you're going to use, the type of electrical wiring materials that you're going to use. One thing I'm going to say is that when it comes to the electrical works, be very careful, because it has come to a point that people are stealing electrical wires on site. Um, you would think you've done your electrical works, but then one day you realize that all these wires has been stolen. It hasn't happened to me personally, but I know people complaining about that. I know people who are in that sort of situation, which is not nice. Where we're from, people are always up to something. They don't care. They just don't care about what you have, the money you put into it. They will just steal it and go and sell it for a cheaper price. Yeah, guys, when it comes to the windows, you don't want to have just windows. You need a burglar proof. Yeah, because of all these thieves and people that don't think about the funds or about the money that has gone into it. So when it comes to the windows, you would definitely want to consider burglar proof as well. Again, plastering and flooring. Yeah, you need to consider that. You need to take that into consideration. Plastering for the interior part, and then the exterior part. That is one thing that you also need to know or need to be aware of. Yeah, you also want to consider doors for your for your for your building. Installing of doors, either wooden doors, metal doors, or glass doors. I mean, any of these can be used in your project. Also, installing of ceiling. Yeah, you have the POP, the TNJ, or even wooden panels as well, or gypsum. Yeah, if that is what you want to go for, depending on your pocket, depending on your budget, and depending on how deep your pocket is. Yeah, that is one aspect as well that you want to think about. Aside that, you want to think about painting and interior finishing. Yeah, what sort of paint do you want? I mean, how do you want your house to look like? The color, you know, that is one thing you need to look at. Also, when it comes to your kitchen, what kitchen fixtures do you want? Yeah, what type of wardrobes do you want? Again, bathroom fixtures. Yeah, what sort of bathroom do you want? You know, is it the a modern type, or do you want to go by the old type that we know? It's all down to you. Yeah, that is one thing you'll have to think about as well, or you need to know. When it comes to the external works and landscaping, yeah, you'll be constructing fence, gates, yeah, and drainage systems, right? You also want to think about driveways, and then walkways, right? You wouldn't want to leave your compound just like that. Yeah. Are you going to consider planting of greens or planting of trees or flowers? I personally, I love which one, the royal palm. Yeah. So that is one thing I would definitely consider, to get some greens, on your compound. Yeah. Guys, once all of these are in place, you are happy that the building is complete. You've completed building and you are happy with it. There is one final thing that you need to take into consideration, right? Yeah, you need to think of the final inspection and handover. Yeah, so you need to conduct a thorough inspection of the house. Yeah, ensure that compliance ensure compliance with the building regulations. I mean, before you would want to move in. Yeah, obtain an occupancy permit before moving in. That is one very key thing that you need to be aware of. Yeah, so guys, that brings us to the process, the stages that you have to go through to get your house completed. If there is anything that I have missed out, you can include it, or you can point it out, or you can shout it out in the comment section. I believe this is helpful. I believe you know where to start and where to go to when you want to start building a house in Ghana or building a house in your country, wherever you're from. Guys, thank you for watching. Thank you so much for always being here. If you're a returning viewer or a returning subscriber, I say thank you. If today is your first time to, please subscribe to the channel. Let's grow the channel. Give it a like, comment, and then share to reach a larger audience. Yeah, the name is Build with JoFiska. Yeah, building in excellence and doing what? We are crafting the future. Thank you for watching. Peace.